Hello. This is
Hello.
a very special edition of the BOTTEN KLUMM SHOW, and it's designed for the Argyle CIO Leadership Forum. So hello audience at the Argyle Leadership Forum, and hello YouTube audience. Welcome. So we got disrupted. Usually we have our BOTTEN KLUMM show twice a week on Monday and on Thursday on 11 a.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. Central European Summertime. So since 6 weeks we are just producing amazing content, usually with a guest. But this time we had to deliver a show like our show, this show, in the context of the Leadership Forum. And so we're doing it right now, and we are trying something else. So this live show, this is running live right now, will be recorded and will be presented a little bit earlier than our show usually is live at the Leadership Forum. So hello everybody, we're so happy to see you. So who are we, Brian?
Well, Kai and I are BOTTEN and KLUMM. I'm BOTTEN, he's KLUMM. But our day job really is being proud members of Axway's Catalyst team. So Axway's invested heavily in innovation, and we're part of that innovation, to be thought leaders, to talk to organizations all around the world about why just having technology is not going to get you where you want to be with your business outcomes. And this is a super, super important point we make all the time. And as I said, we've been traveling around the world. We speak at events like this one. We go right in. We're practitioners, so we go right into companies and help walk the path with them. Yeah. And as Kai said, we got disrupted. I mean, we think nothing of jumping on planes. 1 week we're in Brazil, 1 week we're in Europe, all across the USA, Hong Kong, you name it. And I think for many of you as leaders, as senior leaders, it's a pretty natural thing for us to be doing, right? As part of your role, you have to be uniting people, speaking to people, making sure that people are strategically aligned. And what happens when all of a sudden you can't do that? It changes everything. And so we were faced with having to think about how to keep that engagement, how to make it interesting, and to keep connecting with organizations so that we can understand what business people need, what companies need, and how to make sure that business and technology can come together.
And what we are actually doing, based on our backgrounds, the Catalyst team is built out of people who ran digital programs for a long time and brought them to success. And so I can say for you, Brian, and for me, we had the chance to fall into every road hole on the path towards digital nirvana at least twice. And so since we had no advisor on our side who's just taken us and just let us bypass all these holes. And this is what we're doing right now. We are actually digital catalysts, and I think we are so proud about what we're able to do and how we can help organizations using our vision workshops, because we always say no vision, no strategy, no nothing, because this is so strong. Because usually organizations have the idea, we're gonna go for digital, we're gonna buy a platform, and then they say, and now? So they don't know where to go. And usually platform providers don't help here. They're just interested in you for paying the monthly or yearly whatever fee you have to pay. But helping you towards digital with short and really helpful interventions here, because we've been there. We know exactly what happens. Sometimes the next day. It's like sometimes looking into the magic. What's the thing? The glass bulb. What's the English word for it, Brian?
For what? What is it?
This glass bulb, and you're looking into it, and you can look into the future.
Your crystal ball to see the future.
Sometimes it feels like that, and we're working on a strategic level, and we're working with the teams, and so we're seeing a lot, teams all over the world, regardless which industry, regardless which size. This all has a very, very typical pattern, because this huge and of course useful and needed you need to buy a platform or something in order to do something, in order to get to a point where you're digital. But usually you can't think that this is enough, because we have something like a model where what we developed, and we said you need not only in our model, you find in the lower right quadrant, you will find technology and structures. This is where organizations are really good at. But then you go, let's go to the upper left corner. This is a mindset. You have to work on the mindset. You have to grow on the mindset in order to use your technology right. You have to, then we go to the from the upper left to the upper right. You've got technology and structure. You've got behavior and communication. Sorry for that. And if you don't grow in your behavior and communications, you can't leverage again this technology. And you've got in the lower left, you've got the culture. And if you don't grow culturally within your organization as a living system, your organization is a living system. It's composed of living beings, of individuals, your employees, and they as well, they are able to grow. And once this is done, once you are able to grow on all four quadrants, it's mindset, behavior and communication, technology structures, the easy one, buying a platform, and culture, you are able to digitally transform. This is what happens.
This is critical. I think, as leaders, especially in information and managing information for your organization, managing the technology, it's easy to get bedazzled. And I'm not trying to do anybody down here, but it's easy for vendors to come in, consulting companies to come in and say, all you need is this technology. Mm-hmm. You need to move to the cloud. You need, containerization. You need better DevOps processes, mm-hmm. To be able to automate everything you do. These are all really, really good things. But the things Kay just talked about, that's where real leadership comes in, because we've seen so many organizations just put the new structure in. We're going to have a new center of excellence for native cloud applications, or we're going to have, this new technology platform that we bring in, and it's going to solve everything. But what you really need to keep in mind and keep pushing in your organization and looking out for the signals of misalignment here is that mindset and culture. And it is one that moves to product management. And this is key in the digital world, especially for digital disruption, is how are you going to really truly create digital products that lead to better customer experiences, new innovations, things you couldn't even dream of doing before.
And you might say, we've got product managers in place, but they belong to the business departments.
Right.
They don't belong to the IT departments. Usually in the organizations, IT is treated like it's just a delivery unit.
Yeah.
As long as you do it like that,
center. Yeah.
you have no chance to get to any success. So, as long technology and business is not baked together with the role of a digital product manager, you got no chance to get anywhere. This is just your products will look like your organizational structure, always. And if you are able to have this, I adopted at Swisscom. I adopted to this tribe and squad approach, and this was so relieving and so amazing to see how good this works, these little self-organized teams. And it needs a lot of courage, let's say it in French. Courage. Let's say courage. To just allow your teams to grow that fast, to take your middle management out of the way and say, just let them grow, help them to be successful. And usually this is not allowed. What we're usually doing, we are introducing a new technology, don't grow on a level of mindset, don't grow on a level of behavior and communication, and don't touch our culture. And what happens then? Over and over again, all over the planet, in each industry, you're rebuilding status quo, what you had before, using the new technology. And nobody wants that.
Yeah, if you watch our show, these are the kinds of people we bring on, the people who have that product management mindset. And they're also people who realize that there are key technologies that, we don't want to make it seem like don't think about the technology. There are some key technologies, and one of them that we talk about because we've been doing this for the last 10 years, yeah. APIs, right? You've all heard of API economy. APIs is the way to provide connectivity for your systems, but it's way beyond that. And it really does merge with this product management culture, product management mindset. If you can reimagine your business and really think about that you're not delivering applications and systems, and you're elevating this to the point where you're actually delivering capabilities through products, then everything else follows from that. But you need people who really are thinking with those kind of critical skills like design thinking, user experience, what is the customer journey, going all the way back to when somebody wakes up in the morning, what is it that they need to do? What is the value to them? Focusing on the value proposition. All of these things you can use as ways for people in your organizations to collaborate with each other and have a common, back to the V word, vision.
So this reminds me to a thing that I often say. It's when I'm sitting in meetings with enterprise architects and they create beautiful, beautiful architectures. There's so many squares just in line with something else, and it's super complicated. And says, do we want to have happy architects or happy customers? And this is usually leads to at least a laughter. They're thinking about what we're doing here, because if you're looking at architectures in that way, in 99% of your time of the day, and you're not thinking about the customer, you're doing something wrong. Of course it needs architecture. But the customer is first. What does the customer really need? Which experience? And this is what we are as a Catalyst are doing. We are turning heads from the organizational inside at 100 degrees to the outside. And what do you see now? And this is this pesky customer always on the other side. Who wants to... We need to learn to serve our customers. We have to love our customers, and we have to be okay with our architecture at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that we do fail to realize that we were losing touch with customers. But this is not something we can ignore anymore. And I think the events of 2020, the disruption, the pandemic, it's not only forcing leaders like yourselves to think about the customer again, but it's also who serves the customer. I love the way you put it, Kai, because in your Serving Up Digital series,
yep.
It really brings it home that you have to be there. You have to respect what your customer needs and really be in service to them in everything that you do. And so rethinking that, making sure that customer value comes first is not really an option. I mean, the winners and the losers are really being determined right now. And so companies that think that, they were going to get to strategy later, get to some kind of strategic approach to the digital race is not going to cut it. And I think we all know this.
The digital race, because it's not a digital journey anymore in comfy Pullman chairs or something. This is over. We can't lean back and just traveling, just very smooth. It's already a digital race here. And I think we've seen during whatever happens for each and every individual, and I hope you're all safe, still safe, and there's nothing really bad happened to you and your family. But we stepped into the shoes of customers. We had to order online, and we had to make decisions on which online store for whatever we need has a proper service. And we made a choice for one or the other. And we know exactly why we don't choose a particular service anymore, because they suck or something. This can just happen. So we stepped into that. And if we are going into a restaurant, we exactly know why we are choosing this restaurant again or not. It's about customer service. And so for me, I'm always taking cooking analogies and of course restaurant analogies, because this is a direct interaction between, if it's not a huge brand, if it's a real restaurant, the chef is looking through the window and is asking the customer in the restaurant if this tastes well. Otherwise, he will bring it back and just work on it and make it even better. And this could be the attitude of serving again. We have to relearn this. This attitude of serving got lost.
You make me think about the other notion too of consuming, being a restaurant owner, and taking such care to go through the marketplace and pick out the best things. And some vendors will not even sell to other people unless they know that they're going to be producing quality out of it. And it's a fantastic concept that, I won't even sell to you unless I know that you're going to do something wonderful with this raw ingredient. And that's the mindset. I think that's the mindset we have to have. And in terms of the digital race and the digital landscape, keep in mind that notion of a marketplace, right?
Yeah.
How are you going to digitally promote these products? It's not just a project, it's done, you wipe your hands and then you go to the next thing. You want people to keep coming back for more. And you need to keep nurturing those products, managing those products in a digital marketplace.
And it has to be your baby. You have to it has to be yours. You have to own it. And not being a product owner, I'm hearing this always. We've got product owners. This is a scrum role. A product manager is way more, and pay them well. Otherwise, they will manage products in other organizations. They will do it very well. And we are actually coaching team members of digital teams, if they've got this blinking eyes and said, we want to become product managers, we are doing that, and we are coaching them to become product managers, because it's currently really hard to get them on the market, to find them on the market. They are not out there.
Yeah.
So we had one more point, and this was about APIs and microservices. I think this is a huge misconception going around everywhere. Do you want to talk about it, Brian?
Yeah, again, coming back to you're going to be searching for the next big thing. We have been in the trenches for a long time. Many of us on the Catalyst team we've all worked through the first phases of this when we had services-oriented architecture. I've been in the XML wars and the web services wars and the enterprise service bus and the drive to do things consistently.
So sexy.
Yeah, I can see you're trembling with excitement, but it's the reasons behind that were still good motivations, and it's really about openness, and to do openness, you still need to do things with a modicum of standards.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing in 2020 is open platform economy. And that also means that you need to come together with those in your industry and cross industries to think about not just doing this in an open way, in a free-for-all, but how do we come together? How do we bring it all together? Yeah. Things like open banking are not just about opening up and allowing people to do things with a bank account that they couldn't do before. It's doing it in a consistent way so that people's information remains safe and secure.
But if we are talking about banking and open banking, what happens to organizations that are forced to offer this open banking, PSD2 or whatever interfaces? This is not about product management. This is actually project management, because this has a defined inside and outside, and this is a project, this is done, and then usually banks think we've leveraged APIs. They've not. And because this is just a tiny bit, this is just the core of everything, and then you can create products on top of it. Otherwise, other people will do it. And so this is a new thinking that happens here, and we really encourage people to think bigger, to start to communicate in a different way, to really not only have this mantra going around the office sales about customer first and never seeing a customer. It's just getting out there, turn your hands your heads from the inside view of your organization to the outside view, face customers, talk to them, and do the cool stuff together with them, and not think about huge architectures over months to make a super right decision and be super safe without asking anybody who needs it, and don't have product management in place. So
great advice. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I hope everybody today enjoyed this program. We were honored to be the last ones, inject a little bit of energy when it's a long day and you're going through each session. And I think, the sessions here were fantastic, and we wanted to just give our advice and spend a little time with you.
Yeah, we just want you to really take this momentum and this maybe inspiration for you to take it back into your organization and do something different from tomorrow. And so to say, we've got 22 minutes now, and this is the shortest Botten Klum show ever. Usually we've got a guest right in our middle here, and we're talking about 33 minutes, but you are so welcome to join us on the Botten Klum show. It's bit.ly/digital catalysts, plural S, and just watch our shows and learn all about all the topics we all love. We all love digital, and we are putting light on different aspects with different experts twice a week, on Monday and on Thursday. And don't hesitate to connect with us on LinkedIn. You'll find our names on LinkedIn, I think very, very easy. And let's chat right after this broadcast has ended. Right, Brian?
That's right. Yep. Yeah, we'll be here to answer any questions you have. And as I said, it was an honor to be part of this event, and looking forward to speaking with many of you.
And for all the others out there on YouTube right now, just put in some comments, drop whatever you want to say about our show. And for all of you, please don't forget to subscribe. And this show is powered by Axway. Bye. See you soon.
Bye-bye.